Ladies and gentlemen, graduands, good afternoon and welcome to the University of the West of Scotland. We're delighted to have you all here this afternoon at this Dumfries graduation ceremony, and we look forward to welcoming the graduands, later to be graduates, across the stage here. This is a celebration, a wonderful celebration of the achievements that people have made over a number of years of study. We're delighted to have so many family and friends here to celebrate with the graduands, particularly so many young people. Great to see all these young people in the audience. My colleagues later will be signing you up for a degree, okay? I declare this ceremony for the awarding of academic distinctions in session.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, but most importantly, graduates, the UWS class of 2017. My name is Paul Martin, and it's my pleasure as Deputy Principal of the University to warmly welcome everyone to this beautiful venue to join in the celebrations of this graduation ceremony. Graduation is one of the most special days in the university calendar, but it's also a really important day in your lives, and I'm delighted to see so many people here to share this occasion with you. Students are the lifeblood of our university, and it's a privilege and honour for my colleagues and I to share this day with you and your families and friends. This is a truly historic time for UWS. It is a year when we are celebrating 120 years since our foundation, 25 years since the university title, and 10 years as the University of the West of Scotland, and the unveiling of a new coat of arms. We've also been recognised by the Times Higher Education as having risen into the top 3% of universities worldwide and been ranked amongst the top 200 universities under 50 years of age. We've been identified as one of the best teaching universities in the UK, established ourselves as a force for good in research achievements through engineering, science, health, culture, education and business, and are now regularly shortlisted for awards in research, enterprise, teaching and professional services. And it is a historic day for you too, as you complete the learning journey you entrusted us to help you achieve by graduating today. The university corporate strategy is called Dream, Believe, Achieve. And by aspiring to dream, believe, achieve, you as individuals represent the future in which you can make a difference. With your new UWS qualification, you will now shape society and become leaders of the future. I just spin through this speech and pick out the bits that I want to say to you. It does irritate my colleagues behind me here, but given that I'm retiring, I don't really care. So I've cut through some of this because I think you want to go on to the exciting bit. I want particularly, given this will be my last series of graduations, I want to take the opportunity to thank our academic colleagues, the deans, the professors, the senior lecturers, and our professional service colleagues who have worked really, really hard to support you to achieve the outcomes of your degrees today. They are the ones that you will remember in the future. They are the ones that you will connect with. They are the ones that provide that long-term relationship. So I want to particularly note them today. I also want to congratulate our prize winners who have been selected as having made significant achievements during their time with us. In particular today, we are especially pleased to be awarding the first Sir David Landale Prize to a Dumfries student. Sir David Landale was the chairman of the Crichton Endowment Trust, which later became the Crichton Foundation, and after his retirement as convener, he became the Foundation's honorary president. Sir David played a vital role in establishing the university campus here at Crichton, and was a regular attender at Foundation events, as well as a great supporter of our work. We are therefore extremely grateful to Sir David for bequeathing a sum of money to the Foundation, which is to be used to fund an annual prize to a student from this campus. And I'm particularly delighted that Lady Landale is with us today to see this significant award delivered. Thank you very much. Now, as is my wont, And because I've now reached an age where I perhaps think that I can offer something in terms of pearls of wisdom, and give you some feedback in terms of what I would describe as lessons in life. I thought I would just take a few moments just to tell you about my life story. And that's particularly relevant because my background is as a nurse, and the main focus of the graduations this afternoon is our nursing students. So I need to just check, is there anybody from Cumnock in the audience, round about Cumnock? I would accept Auchin Lake. Oh, I just about fell into that one there. Right, okay, the reason I highlight that is I'm about to tell you a bit of my life journey, because I think it will resonate with some of you here. But being from Cumnock, it's drilled into you that you're not allowed to get above your station. So I'm not bumming, right? In that sense, I'm not boasting. I'm just telling you part of the journey that's here. I can just hear my dad in the background just reminding me of my responsibilities to remember where I came from. I started nursing at 17 as a part-time nursing auxiliary in a hospital called Ballochmyle. Some of you maybe remember that. And I wasn't sure I wanted to be a nurse. This was a summer job that I had, but I really, really enjoyed it, and I was encouraged to take on a career in nursing. So with that bit of encouragement, a bit of persuasion of my father by my gran, who helped me out in a situation where if you're coming from a miner's town and you're a guy and you want to be a nurse, make it up for yourself, then it was a bit of a difficult conversation, but we had it nonetheless. So I did my general training at Glasgow Royal Infirmary, where the saying is that we train real nurses. At that time, the Victoria trained ladies, but the Glasgow Royal Infirmary trained proper nurses. And so I trained at Glasgow Royal Infirmary. That's one for you, Evelyn. So I trained at Glasgow Royal Infirmary, and then worked in accident emergency as a staff nurse. I then became one of the first male midwives in Scotland, and I did midwifery training, worked in the labour ward and in neonates, and then did public health nursing. So I carried three registrations as a nurse and a midwife, and remain on the register as a practising nurse. The reason to tell you all of that was I then explored the opportunities that were available to me at that time. Now, we're not talking 5 or 10 years ago when I did my training. You're probably talking nearer 40 years ago. And I know you're amazed at that, aren't you? You're quite shocked that somebody of my youthful looks could be that old in that sense. But about 40 years ago, I did my training as a general nurse. And at that time, the opportunities that were available were either you stayed in clinical practice, or you went into management, or you went into teaching. Now, my son's a nurse. He works in the mental health addictions team, or one of them in Ayrshire. The opportunities from a professional career perspective that are available to nurses now would blow your mind, right? Blow your mind. You can work in a particular clinical specialty. You can go on to have doctoral and professional doctoral qualifications. You can have combined careers between clinical practice, academia, and research. You can travel and engage internationally. You can become nurse and midwife consultants, and you can become directors of nursing and professors. And you can mix all of that together to have a combined 40 years worth, not just one single pathway, which was really the opportunities that were available to nurses from my era, but a combined career of hugely positive opportunities that you can probably tell, even at my age, I'm really, really envious of, Now, so what happened to me as I moved through my career? I went into management, became a divisional nurse, became an executive nurse, became a chief executive. I was the first nurse for 10 years in Scotland to move from a clinical nurse director's job to being a chief executive. Most nurses went into general management and then became chief executives. So I moved from being a clinical nurse director to being a chief executive. And I then became the chief nursing officer for Scotland, which is the most senior nurse in the country. And at the same time as being the chief nursing officer, I was the director of human resources for the NHS in Scotland. And then I moved to the university, and here I am standing in front of you as the deputy principal, and actually still registered as a nurse, as the deputy principal, the most senior nurse in Scottish academia, from Cumnock. Right? From Cumnock, starting at the age of 17 as a nursing auxiliary. So what's within that is, if I can do it, I didn't happen overnight. I wasn't walking down near High Street and somebody said, "You've got a nice face, we'll make you the chief nurse." You have to work hard, you have to put in the effort, you have to be committed. But if you do all of that, I believe that nursing and midwifery is one of the most fabulous career choices that anybody could make. And I certainly look back on my career with significant pride in the achievements that I and my profession have made for Scotland and beyond. So, condensing some of that down into my words of wisdom to you as graduates. I think now, more than ever, there is a need to be culturally aware, to embrace diversity, to connect beyond the boundaries of where you currently are, to be that global citizen that embraces difference, that encourages creativity, that respects the beliefs and values of others, and this will enrich, not constrain your life. In Scotland, we pride ourselves in being a tolerant, multicultural society. This richness of experience, of different ways to think about things and approach problems, makes our country what we are today and will become tomorrow. Change is constant. Don't fear it. This means that we want to grow as individuals, if we want to develop as a society, if we want to be able to make the world a better place, then things including what we do, how we do them, the contribution we individually and collectively make needs to be different. We need to look to the bigger picture. We need to build different solutions, services, products, markets, and even, yes, different outlooks on life. Change will be one of the constant things in your life. Learn to embrace it with optimism and without fear, and it might just end up being fun. So, respect one another, be honest and trustworthy, act with integrity, have fun, laugh, and you won't go far wrong. But most importantly of all, for the sake of generations to come, individually and collectively, please dare to be different. Thank you.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the School of Health, Nursing and Midwifery, I present to you for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Adult Nursing with Distinction, the following students: Lindsay Brown, Karen Ann Louise Carmichael, Emmeline Hulks, Callie Jameson, Annika Helen Jardin. Lauren Elizabeth Johnson. Gemma Frances Kirkpatrick. Corey McMahon. Russell McQuaker. Rocio Immaculada Mora Balberde. Lucy Medrano Murray. Christine Elizabeth Potts. Shannon Power. Carrie Ann Ray. Kirsty Ann Scott. Lindsay Tidmarsh. Ailish Vernon. Elaine Dawson Walker. Cassica Wren. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Adult Nursing, Bethany Lily Brown. Jade Laura Butler. Amy Cameron. Patricia Caven. Nicole Allen Clapperton. Bryony Lauren Dalgleish. Sheila Dillon. Emily Glendinning. Amy Greenup. Hannah Mary Hastings. Cameron McRae Hislop. Nicole Catherine McEwen. Caitlin McNeil. Lynn May Paul. Francesca Riley. Chelsea Katie Ross. Shannon Lucy Scott. Laura Jane Walker. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Health Studies, Rose Ann Black. Karen Margaret Downey. Kerry Frances McShane. Sharon Murray. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Mental Health Nursing with distinction, Kevin Wells. And for the degree of Bachelor of Science Mental Health Nursing, Debbie Ewing. Kirsty Loy. Lindsay Margaret McCall. Louise Moody Cliff. Abby Jane Smith. Lynn Todd. And finally, for the degree of Bachelor of Science Professional Health Studies, Trudy Mary Roy. It now gives me great pleasure to present to you the winner of the Jean Lochhead Campbell Student Award, Dumfries Campus, for excellence in nursing practice in the community, Carrie Ann Ray. And the winner of the Queen's Nursing Institute Scotland Prize, awarded to the undergraduate nursing student showing most promise in community nursing, Lindsay Brown. And finally, the winner of the Sir David Landale Prize for outstanding contribution to the Crichton campus in the Dumfries and Galloway region, Elaine Dawson-Walker.
Well, that concludes this afternoon ceremony at the University of the West of Scotland. I'd like to commend the young children, many of whom are in this audience this afternoon, on your impeccable behaviour. I saw your mother going across last by the look of it, and you were quite excited about wanting to congratulate her. You'll get a chance in a moment, and for the other children, you the same. Can I just comment on the last prize that we gave? Sir David Lansdale, as you heard Paul refer to earlier, had been a great supporter and initiator of this campus provision here in Dumfries occurring in the first place. And as many of you will know, the local FE college is here, Glasgow University is here, the Open University is here, the Rural University College is here, and so too is the University of the West of Scotland. An initiative which has brought higher education to this part of the world. And many of you, clearly not from Cumnock, many of you will be local residents who have brought yourself to this university because of its proximity. And so it is from the vision that many people had, including David, who were part of the reason why the University of the West of Scotland is here at all. So many congratulations to you as graduates, thanks to David in the past, and now for the bequeathment of the Perpetual Award, which will be given to a graduate every year. You may have seen me joking with the student who won that award. She's currently got no voice, so I was teasing her each time I saw her, I can see her smiling at me, not to say anything, don't speak, because she was really struggling. This is, for the university, a wonderful time. It's a celebration of the success that students have, and you're now embarking on a career that you've chosen to pursue from the degree that you've been awarded. And if Paul's an example, and by the way, I'm not his father, but if Paul's an example of how far you can go, at 17, when he left school and became a nurse, he had no idea what that career path was going to look like. And it's taken him all the way to be the Chief Nursing Officer and many other significant roles he's had here in Scotland, including within the government, and also working, a privilege for us, within the University of the West of Scotland. You heard him say he's retiring. He's older than he looks, by the way, but he is retiring, and so this set of ceremonies in autumn will be his last recognitions within the university, and we're extremely grateful to you, Paul, for the work that you've done for the university, and particularly for many of the students who came across the stage this afternoon in health, nursing and midwifery, which is his specialist subject area. So it serves for me now only to close this assembly for the awarding of academic distinctions, and in doing so, invite you to return with us across to Easterbrook Hall, where there's a reception for you. Thank you very much.